Season in review. Welcome, gentlemen. That was quite a crazy finish to everything where some of it came down to literally less than a point.
That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let me go to share my screen. I'm going to show you some of the scores of this first one. Here we
Can
go.
he do it? Can he do it?
Shut up. This is Chuck to remind Bill to shut up. Let me go to... Where are you? There you are. Slideshow. Can you see the picture in front of you?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. All right, let's not waste any time and get to that first game. Camp Krusty versus his sister.
Yes. Hold it out when I needed to. I will certainly take it. I finished with a very respectable 225.18 points.
Wow.
Compared to my sister's 107. Sorry, Tare.
Excuse me. Hold on. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop with the very respectable and let's just look.
I'm trying to be humble.
Don't be humble. 225 points is amazing.
That's incredible.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Okay, how did I do it? Well, it certainly helps to get 62 from your quarterback. That's halfway there. Or no, not quite halfway, but a quarter of the way there, I guess you could say. Alvin Kamara gives me 12.9. Another 26.8 from my pickup last week from Isaac, who went out of the game with an injury in the fourth quarter. So a lot of good that did me, but it helped.
Hey, but it was worth it for that 1 week. Are you kidding me?
I needed the win. I got the win. Puka Nakua gets me 43.8.
Big day.
Can't hate that. Not a lot out of my next couple of players, but I'm on again at 28 with Juwan Jennings, 15 from the Steelers. A very nice day for Terry. Unfortunately, Brock Purdy's 28.1 didn't do it. Single digits for both her starting running backs, which ain't great. She gets 20 from her starting wide receivers, and here's a tight end. Hey, good job, Terry, keeping him in there. We like Kittle. He's good for 23. And then not your nemesis. I saw the name Tucker and thought Justin.
No, not that Tucker.
Rath gets 13. She gets 107. Not enough. Looking at the benches, not a lot there.
No.
Any comments about my performance this weekend?
No, great job on Isaac Garendo. That's all I was going to say. Jay, anything else for you?
Oh, wonderful performance, Kevin.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Garendo, I hope that was worth our friendship. But yeah, I've told Josh Allen that's a record for the quarterbacks.
That's insane.
Okay. Just phenomenal. And then Puka Nakua, good job. You needed to win.
Thanks,
you needed
buddy.
to outscore Matt, and you
Thanks.
did play. That was pretty nice. And for Terry, it's just a merciful end to her season. Brock Purdy and Kittle looks like they had about half her points.
Yeah.
So that's pretty rough. I do believe, if I'm wrong, Matt, I think when Greg broke 200, it was also against Terry.
I think it was. Yeah, I think she had, unfortunately.
Score on Terry is not cool.
Yeah.
But good job, Kevin. Welcome to the playoffs.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And a lot of thanks to my sister for, she was out there picking up players and putting her best starting lineup. She was trying to play spoiler, but didn't happen. But keep playing, folks, because don't forget, even if you're not in the playoffs, there's still stuff on the line.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we cover the next for the first round of the playoffs. But let's move on to Nick versus Joseph, a very controversial game for many reasons we'll get into.
All right, let's start with this one. So first off, well done, Joe. He puts up a monster 163.86 to Nick's paltry 113, a very low score for his team. I think we had a couple of open spots there. And some marathons to run, we shall see. Jared Goff, however, comes in for Joe with 27.02. Chase Brown for 24.3. And Jamar Chase with nearly 50 at 47.1. Amazing. And you could have even highlighted Waddle, who was good for 21 points. So lots of double-digit support up and down the thing. Did Jaden Reed play?
He did. He got one target, and that was it the entire night. There was a lot of talk about Jaden Reed. He was really good in the first couple of weeks, I believe, of the season, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but since then he's kind of fallen off because it seems to be a rotating Green Bay thing to who's going to get the points. Is it going to be Jaden Reed? Is it going to be Watson? Is it going to be Dontavian Wicks 1 week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they have too many options.
Yeah.
But they should make an effort to get Reed the ball.
Yeah.
He's their most explosive guy with the ball in his hands.
but he did play.
excusable.
So so yes, yeah.
He should never get a 0.
No.
They should just be making a point to give him the ball. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of mouths to feed with Green Bay wide receivers. I prefer to avoid them altogether.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed a Philly, especially this year, Philly kicker getting only 2, but that appears to be the case there. Oh well, must have been a 2-point conversion in there, I guess. Yeah, probably so with 22. Going over to Nick's game, he did have a great day out of Stafford. Stafford gets him 26.8. Brees Hall gets 0. I don't know if
he didn't play.
Or not.
He didn't play. No.
Okay, James Cook can't muster 9, although Devonta Adams comes through in the clutch for nearly 28. And then we got Dallas Goedert, big 0 for him. Did he play?
Nope, he's on IR.
Okay, Devin Singletary got 0.8, so he must have fallen halfway towards the guard. I'm not sure exactly how you get that. Jerry Jeudy, a couple weeks in a row for some good scores from him, 17.4.
Yeah.
And looking at his bench, he had just a nightmare there, too. Lamar Jackson out, Justin Tucker out, Justice Hall out. He did have Dobbs and Tyler Algier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for 12.3. That might have helped, but not sure.
Yeah, the word I got from Joe was again that Nick wasn't trying to throw the game or anything like that. He had issues with the bye week, obviously, but that doesn't excuse him not setting a full lineup. He knows better, and he will do that. I don't think it would have mattered with Joe's 163.
Not with 160.
I don't think there were people on the waiver wire that would have scored 40 or 50 that would have brought him up to that, to beat him. But
real lucky.
That it wouldn't have mattered. And I know Nick ran the marathon Sunday morning, so he was running before kickoff. But like Brees Hall, we knew that like Saturday, Friday.
Yeah, and not only that, I wanted to stop you there, Jay, because one of the things I did tell Joe, and Joe will tell Nick, and this goes for the rest of the league for those that watch. Not everybody watches, as I found out, Terry. But if you're doing something on the day of Sunday, when most people should be watching football, if you choose to do something else like some idiot, then what you can do is tell any of the commissioners, hey, if something changes an hour before mine, switch it out with this guy or make sure I have a full lineup. We'll be happy to do it. Kevin, Jason, or myself can do it. So we all have that access, just FYI. Continue, Jason. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Nick laid down for Joe, but I don't think Nick was going to go out of his way to make sure he had the maximized lineup. I watched enough wrestling as a kid. I know a heel turn when I see one. I will say one thing. I see he's got Algier on his bench.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to like the last week of the year and you don't need the win, it's nice to set your lineup, but I don't think people should be expected to have to play the waiver wire if they like their
right. At least start the ones you can. Agreed.
So he could have started him.
Yeah.
I don't expect you have to go to the waiver wire.
Yeah, he's not going to drop Lamar Jackson just to add somebody for that day to make everything even. I get that.
Yeah,
totally.
It wouldn't have mattered, Joe. He's got a strong team.
Yeah.
He did a good job. So no matter what Nick would have done, he couldn't have beat him.
Yeah.
So good job, Joe. Welcome to the playoffs again.
Advancing.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Very good job there for Joe.
Let's move on to the sweetness.
Oh, here we go. Little P, little prick Maddie really needed a win here and got it. I don't know if you got the win or took the loss for her. Either way, you end up the victor, 135 to 121 when you needed it. Let's look at how you did it, and I think there's some points on the bench here on this matchup. Let's take a look. 23 from Mayfield. I don't know why you highlighted that. A guy scored a couple points more than what he's supposed to. This team, Matt, you need to shore this up. These guys are barely getting into double digits.
I know. Believe me, I know.
10 even for Otten. But nice with Khalil Shakir.
Thank you, Josh Allen. Yes.
But, this is a steady Eddie performance when you look at these points. 135, not going to cut it every week, but looking at your bench, you had 20. You're not going to start him probably or Mayfield. Mayfield's your guy. Firemouth
would have done better, yeah.
Every ball gets thrown to Otten, so you got to leave him in there, and then not really much left. Going over to wing leaders. Wing leader needing a win to get into playoffs in the early dominant team in our division. She starts Levis, who gets her, 7. That doesn't
Tough
help.
day. Mm-hmm.
Good days from Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And Barkley gets her 16.4. So that's not too bad. That's nearly 40 points combined. Hey, it is 40.1 points combined, or 41 points combined. Nicely done. Metcalf underperforms. Decent day out of Christian Watson. 8.2 out of Brock Bowers. A couple of points. Turpin didn't help. Although, God, I was in shock. I was watching that game and run one back, but it probably counted as special teams. I thought, oh, Matt's got to be shitting himself. I thought for sure.
I was.
To the actual player, but it does not.
Yeah.
Looking at the bench, not that you could have called this, but Zach Charbonnet.
Oh, my God.
42.3.
It's insane.
But I was surprised, not seeing the projection, but I was surprised she didn't start Thielen, because Thielen's kind of gone off a few weeks for her, and he had a great day. I actually saw that game.
But wait, wasn't it that she was going to start Ladd McConkey, and then when he was out, she left it empty and then picked up Turpin the next day? So I don't know why Ladd's not on here, if she dropped him altogether or where he went. But didn't she have Ladd, or am I crazy, Jay?
No, you did. There's actually a story there I was going to tell here for her team.
Please do.
So real quick, she has Zach Charbonnet. She's had him on the bench all year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This was his moment. Ladd McConkey was questionable. He was the Sunday night game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So she, and now I'm getting, this isn't my story to tell. This is hers. And I'm getting, from Todd. So if I tell anything wrong, Sam, feel free to correct me. But what was decided was, and Charbonnet had the 1 o'clock game, was go ahead and pull McConkey out, plug Charbonnet in. This is the headache of these Sunday, Monday night, injuries. But time got away from her. Next thing you know, the kickoff happened. The lineup's locked.
Oh, jeez.
And so Charbonnet was going to be in her lineup in place of McConkey. She would have been in Turpin's spot.
Yes.
So
Jesus.
Matt, I hate to tell you this, but you won because of just like I said, she was busy Sunday and time got away from her apparently.
Bullet dodged.
And then also, you on her team you have Brock Bowers and Saquon Barkley underperformed. If they played up to their averages, they would have won. And then Will Levis, we all had quite a bunch of us had bye week quarterbacks, and Levis was actually who I targeted as well, but she outbid. He was, you're expecting 15 to 20 from him. He let her down. Yeah,
big time.
But yeah, so that's what happened was she had to move. She had to pick up Turpin Monday morning to fill in. She benched, got McConkey out of there because he didn't play. So where it was Turpin and his 5 points, it very well could have been Charbonnet and his 42 or whatever it was there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's happened to me once or twice in the 1 o'clock game. You kind of time gets away from you. Next thing you know, it's kickoff. So,
yeah.
Kevin, knowing that, I'm comfortable. Any success that Matt has in the playoffs, I'm comfortable putting an asterisk on it.
How dare you? This was straight up.
Asterisk,
Give me a break. No.
But the bottom line is Matt won. So good job, Matt. Heartbreak for Sam.
Yeah.
If she comes back and plays anymore, if she's not too jaded, she will learn from this year, and it will give her a nice, hard outer candy shell.
Yeah, hopefully she continues, because this is a very strong team not to be in the
killer
playoff.
team, yeah. Barkley and Williams, you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a thumper right there.
He
The rest
dodged a bullet with her and Clemens not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Very solid teams that we don't have to worry about now.
Yeah, most def.
I mean, Saquon's out of the playoffs. We all win right there, except for poor Sam. We don't have to deal with him.
Right, let's move on to your son versus your wife, Mr. Heath.
Okay, this was a wild game.
Totally.
Uncle Todd gets it done by the hair of his chinny chin. 153.6 compared to Don's 150, just about 152. So we got about a point, less than 2 points separating this one. Well done, Todd. Let's see how he did it. No help from Geno Smith, unfortunately, or his running back. So out of the gate, looks like a bad story, but JJ and Tyreek Hill, nice to see both those guys over 30 points. That works. There's 66 right there. And then you only need a little bit of help from everybody else on the way down, which he does get. Total 153. Looking at his bench, not anything crazy. Going over to Dawn, she did get a nice day out of Jalen Hurts. 28. That was slow in building, but he eventually did get there. She loves Gibbs. Connor, another surprise. I mean, the guy, he's been in the league forever. Hasn't done shit really in the last.
No, he's been very steady. You just don't pay attention to it,
I've
a-hole.
had him, and it ain't been pretty. T. Higgins really screws her for 4.3. Same with Worthy. She hates Worthy. She doesn't even like he starts him. I don't know if she has a lot of choice.
She can't quit him.
No, she can't.
Right. So, and then she left Laporta in, didn't hurt her. And the 49ers end up coming through with 23, almost enough. Looking on the bench, she didn't really have anything that would have helped. I mean, maybe Spears, but she's not going to sit him in place of, her other guy. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
The reason I put Brandon Aubrey in a box, and I know Jason will know this because it's his team, was if you watch that Monday night game, the Bengals are kicking to the Cowboys. They block the punt, right? You think this is it. The Cowboys are going to pick it up. They're going to be in field goal range. Even if they don't put it in the end zone, they're kicking 3 and they win the game. And Dawn wins the game. But instead, another Cowboy actually touches it. Since he recovers it, they get the ball. One more pass to Jamar Chase, and it's over.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Matt. I'm glad you brought that up. It was funny. I've long told you guys how Cowboys are stupid and poorly coached. And me and Todd had a good laugh after the game because their stupidity, like you said, as soon as they block that punt, they're in field goal range.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything. Just don't touch it. Who cares?
But the Cowboys do their usual stupid shit, and it actually benefits Todd. And then,
right.
It was so intense because she had Higgins and Aubrey. All she needed was 16.
Right.
Yeah.
And so every time Burrow drops back the pass, that could be the death sentence for Todd. One pass to Higgins.
Yeah, right.
It was amazing. He had given up. He had no hope before kickoff. We didn't think him or I was going to make the playoffs. And you're right, Matt. The stupidity, immediately they would have been in field goal range.
Yeah, and Brandon would have been automatic 3 points. Todd loses, Dawn wins, but it was just amazing end to that game.
Yeah, and one other note on Todd's team, it was Jefferson and Tyreek. He built his team around those wide receivers.
Yeah.
So
and they came through. Yeah, they came through for him.
To the playoffs at the end.
Yep.
So
for sure.
And then one other note, he picked up Braylon Allen. He was pretty pumped about that move with Breece Hall being out.
Yep.
And then the third
guy gets all the points, right?
So what can you do? But that was a big win for Todd.
Yeah.
And congratulations, welcome to the playoffs.
Since it happened. But I will say that both teams from that monster trade made playoffs. So I guess good job to both you guys on that.
Yeah, win-win. We both got in for that. So if nothing else, we managed to get into the playoffs, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, thinking of people who traded this year, Joe, me, Matt, and Todd. Of course, all three of us traded with Todd. But that's 4 teams right there that made trades that are in the playoffs. I can't think of anybody else did. But
yeah, no,
that's to improve your team.
Yeah, that's
never give up.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point you bring up, is that don't be afraid to trade. I'm mostly afraid to trade. I'm very risk averse when it comes to my teams, as Kevin likes to point out. But it's not the end it's not the end of the world if you have to trade. You can make them where they both work. You just got to work with people that are flexible and willing to be open to things. I mean, you don't want to get fleeced in a trade, but be open to ones that benefit both sides. And again, it's the risk, right? Todd took the risk on Tyreek. If he never came back, it's over for him, but because he that risk paid off. So he was happy to take on that risk.
Well, I clicked on a trade with Matt.
Yes,
Matt
you did.
Had offered me straight up Tyreek Hill for my Kansas City Rashid Rice.
Yeah, before he got hurt.
1-for-1. And I click it, and he's gone because Todd had accepted.
Todd was fast.
And could you have imagined?
Oh, I would have been so pissed.
Week was the week Rashad went out, or
right.
Rashid went out.
Right.
So,
all right, next
you know
up.
what, Kevin? And I give you mad props. I would not have been able to turn that trade down. I think you made the right move, and then you got burned for it. So what can you do?
Did.
Yeah.
I did. All right,
I still remember the year I traded Anquan Bolden to you for Larry Johnson.
Yes.
And then Larry Johnson blew out his knee the next week for me. So you never know. And then Anquan Bolden got his
face smashed. Right, I remember that too.
Poor guy. Already the ugliest guy in the league, and then the Jets broke his face. It's like, oh man, that's rough.
That's a double whammy.
Exactly. You would think maybe it'd make two negatives make a positive, but it did not happen.
Exactly.
So here's another team desperately needing a win, and makes it happen. I was Very happy to see Cat put up a monster 169.46, taking down Greg, who's had a strong team all year, although he did have that's an empty spot right now.
But that's on purpose. No, he did that. Look at his bench. He had no other choices to put.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could have put in Pickens, but Pickens was out, so maybe he just moved him out because as soon as he saw
Pickens
he was out of the game.
the guy in there.
Yeah.
And instead of just leaving him, he made a statement and took him out. I don't know.
Yeah. So go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
He puts up, it's okay. He puts up 121. Great day from Sam Darnold, almost 50 from him. That's amazing. Oh, that's got to be because of
Justin Jefferson and
Addison.
And Addison,
Which, if you see, Addison's on the other team here, so
41,
he's able to counter a lot of what Darnold did.
Name I love, Bucky Irving, only 2.8. That's not going to help.
That's a rough day. He went out injured too.
Yep. Underperforms to the tune of 10 points. Does get 14. Anna McBride, not a lot to write home about, though, the rest of the way, resulting in 121. That's not going to get it most of the time. But on the other side, Mahomo gets 16.1. A-Chain back to scoring very, very nice. Kind of left off from last year. He and Mostert had quite the years last year. He keep going with almost 19. Aaron Jones, 16.4. Is that the same Aaron Jones from Green Bay?
Yes, it is. Traded to Minnesota this first year. Yep.
Still playing, 16.4. Rome Odunze.
Roma Dunze.
I was close, 20.2. Kelty, again, bad year for tight ends, 9.5. CeeDee Lamb finally shows up, 21.4. And Jordan Addison, 40.3. How many touchdowns did Darnell have?
I don't know, but 3 of them were from Addison. Addison had 3 touchdowns that day. I think Darnold had 5.
Jesus.
Yeah, 2 to JJ.
Looking like Josh Allen out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cat, well done. 169.46. Literally nothing, just about nothing left on the bench. There's Zeke. How the mighty have fallen. 1.6. Jeez. But she gets the win. Unfortunately, unless I'm wrong, boys, Todd got the win as well.
Yep.
Yes.
And that knocked her out. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Let's move on to the next game, and then we'll...
All right, one more game here probably. Oh, God.
This is the big one.
Hey, Jay does it in person, huh?
Yeah.
Bags takes down the Uptown Burros, a 167.74 to 167.2. Literally less than a point. Could have gone either way.
Insane.
A catch, a drop, a foot inbounds versus out of anything could have changed this game. Jay pulls it out. Well done, my friend. Let's see how he did it.
Yes.
Caleb Williams, young kid out of Chicago. I do like him. He got you 18. I'm guessing that's because your starter was hurt. Is that right?
Bye week.
Bye week.
Oh, bye week. Okay, yeah, very good. So well done there. He's not bad. I like the kid. 24 from Josh Jacobs. He's had a gret year. Cooper Kupp back to playing. So, yeah, that high-powered wide receiving core is back and running in at the Rams there. Okay, who else do we got? Oh, Rashad White, good for 25 points. And the Titans, my sloppy seconds that I dumped, good job picking them up because they gave you 17.08. Very nice. Looking at your bench, Palmer, but, you know, you're not going to start him over any of those guys probably.
No, in fact, I only picked up Palmer because DJ Moore had the 1 o'clock game and he was questionable. And so I had Joshua Palmer for Sunday night. And we were talking about Sam with Charbonnet. 1 o'clock came and went and I forgot to check. So lucky DJ Moore played.
Yeah.
Because I missed the deadline on that one.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out. You needed exactly this amount. Because this game could have gone either way when you look at Kev's team. So he got 31.5 for Joe Burrow, who's having another great year, obviously. Bijan, 20. Chubba Hubbard, 20. Guys looking great. Another 20 out of Smith.
Almost got you.
Oh, he didn't get me this time. Very nice. He gets another 20. 20's the whole way down. Darnell Mooney gets the triple deuces on his score. Eagles 10 and almost another 20 from Sanders. This should have been the 20 down the line team, except for one man, and it might have been my man Juwan who were stealing some of these catches. Deebo Samuel out of San Francisco, who was supposed to get 14. Even if he gets half of that.
Yeah, it changes it, right? Yeah, that's the reason I did it. And it's actually, I should have highlighted Rico Dowdle on your side, Jay, because the irony of this game, Mr. Heath, is that Clemens, big San Francisco fan, his San Francisco player lets him down. On the other hand, Jason, big Dallas fan, his Dallas Cowboy running back gets the win on Monday night, seals the deal. Am I right, Jay?
Yeah, it was funny Monday night. I had a 15-point lead going in, and it was like the tortoise and the hare. Dowdle's picking up a point, half a point, and then 6 points. So I'm just trying to stay far enough ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was doomed at halftime, and then I needed an interception, got one in the third quarter. And then towards the end, Burrow was about 13 points behind, so I started feeling good. That 40-yard touchdown to Chase at the end
Jesus.
made it a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought I had a little more wiggle room. So it broke my way big time. And yeah, Kevin, this one was in person, and you should have seen the shameful behavior with Matt and Clemens high-fiving and cheering. It was bad.
Clemens was trying to get a dap from Jason every time somebody. What is Jason? I'll get that hand away from me. I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah, he keep trying to trick me into fist bumps, and then, like you said about Jonnu Smith, Kevin, he killed me.
Oh,
he had 0 points
till the end of the game.
Quarter, 0, and the freaking his kicker sent it in the overtime. And it's the Jonnu Smith show.
Catches 3 passes, then goes in for the touchdown, goes from 0 to 13.4.
And I heard a tidbit yesterday that he finished the game with 0 points regulation. He finished the week as tight end 7. So luckily I ended up winning because I'm still complaining about that even though I won. But what a close battle. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And let me just say, Clemens is another team we're lucky to be avoiding.
Oh, my God, yes.
Lost 4 in a row
to
end the season. And me and Joe both won 2 in a row to take the spots. Despite all that bad luck, he only missed out on the playoffs by half a point.
Yeah.
So good job, Clemens.
Yeah, very well done.
Clemens was leading the division for a while there.
Yeah.
Scott was leading the division most of the season.
Yeah.
Just some rough matchups towards the end. And I will say, when it's this close, half a point, I've seen it plenty of times where you almost got to wait till Tuesday to make sure that
point stays the same.
It's like, oh man. Well done, Jay. Well done.
Yeah, I was worried about the scoring adjustment. The biggest one is usually the 1 point sack.
Yep.
Where they give credit for sack, then it turns out he got back to the line of scrimmage. Just 1 point would have killed me, but.
All right, the standings and those who make it to playoffs. Here we go. So. Fort Brockway finishing the season strong. We've got Jay at the top at 7-7 with Joe. Tasty Waves came on at the end when he needed it. I mean, he was way down for a minute there. He claws his way back into playoffs and ties for first in the division.
Give Joe credit. Good season, Joe. You played
very good.
Back. Very impressive.
Another brutal division all the way to the end. We've got Ogdenville, Camp Krusty, and Little Prick closed the season with nice 9-5 records. Well done, Matthew. We end up getting it done. Again, Sam's team is much better than that 7-7. It was kind of a tale of 2 halves of the season for her.
For sure.
But Matt and I going down to North Haverbrook. Nick's picks had already had the top spot locked in. Who was going to make it and who was out was already decided.
Yep.
But still some good games there. And then Springfield was definitely a toss-up for who was going to join Dawn in the playoffs, secured a spot before with her 7-7. She's very happy not to have a losing record going in. I was about that for weeks now, but ends up getting it done. And Todd, the battle of the sibling rivalry there, Todd gets it done. They both needed wins. They both got wins. As a matter of fact, I think the Devlins ran the table. Of the maybe someday Devlin, when we're 13, you never know. But the Devlins run the table. They all get wins. Sorry, Kat, too little, too late. Your team was far better than your 5-9 record shows.
Yeah.
But please, everybody, these guys will reiterate it, I'm sure. Please keep playing. You're still playing for your draft spot
Mm-hmm.
next year. Do you get Does anybody get their entry fee paid back?
No, somehow your sister had that in mind. I'm like, I don't ever remember giving anybody their money back.
All right.
No,
So
the losers don't get any money.
Okay, so just the spot. Just the spot. Okay.
All right, let's.
All right, gotcha.
Moving on, Jay, you want to take this down? How it all broke out?
All right, here we go. High score was Camp Krusty with a phenomenal 225 points.
Thank you.
It wasn't all luck, despite what the Modest Mouse says. And then, of course, bottom of the pile. Terry, what a rough season. She needs to go to the off season and lick her wounds.
Yep.
And of course, when you have the high score and low score playing each other, you have a 118 point beat down. That is, whoa.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good job, Kevin.
Thank you.
And then the bad beat goes to Clemens. Up down burritos, loses by 0.54 points, and that's a painful loss anytime. But to lose to make the playoffs, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I know how amazing it felt for me, so it had to feel, just the exact opposite for Clemens. But a nice season, Clemens. Lucky break, little.
That's right.
But still backed into the playoffs with a big fat ass going beep 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 beep.
Back it up.
Meanwhile, Clemens goes 8-3, and he will be watching Matt flop around the field all weekend. So those are the breaks, folks. And then the sharpshooter, apparently there was nothing on Caitlin's bench. So, like Kevin mentioned, that was clutch. She needed the win. She got 169 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Kev, I don't know if you noticed, but all the teams that needed the win, like 5 or 6 of them had over 150.
Yeah.
Most of them over 160. A lot of people.
Yeah.
I know you can only just set the lineup that's out of your hands, but those were some big time responses for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
That needed to win. Oh, defense wins championship again. The guy who streams every week gets the Titans and gets the top score of 17 points.
Nice.
And then Todd, who scooped up the Chiefs off the waiver wire, somehow that's a waiver wire gem, but I get the Titans off the waiver wire. But whatever, I'm not going to quibble on some made-up awards. Good job, Todd.
Nice job. All right, let's move on to the pickups. There was only a little bit of drama on this one. First one was for Jalen McMillan. That was the other Tampa Bay wide receiver catching touchdowns. Both Jason and I went after him, and I got him for $2. The big one, though, was the Ravens. Looks like Jason and Joe went after him, and Joe put down $20 to snag him away. Jay was trying to hedge his bets with 3, thinking somebody might bid 1, somebody might bid 2, but I'll get 3, I'll get him.
Yeah, I
no,
can't
you
shop where
won't.
Joe shops. I go to Dollar General.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it just doesn't cut it.
Exactly. The rest of them were all just pickups for with no battles ahead. But let's move into what's really excited now is the playoff battle for those of us that are left. Now, before we get into our thing, and I'll let you guys do the breakdown on this one, but just for those that are out of it, as you said before, please keep playing because you all in the losers bracket are playing for the spot you get to draft. So if you want to draft first, win out and you get to draft first. You want to draft 12th like Don did? Draft, you can win and choose you want to go 12. You want to go middle of the road? You can pick 6 or whatever, but that's up to you. But take us to the games, gentlemen. Let's talk about them. We got about another 6 or 7 minutes left here.
I'm gonna have Jay do it. I do a lot of talking in the beginning.
All right.
Of this.
Okay.
Jay, what do you think?
So the first thing is on the matchups themselves. Greg looked like he was locked into that 5 seed as the best team that wasn't going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
So that matchup was 4-5. So I was desperate to not get the 4 seed. So I was excited when I found out me and Don had the same record. I had more points.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the 3 seed. She got the 4 seed. But then Matt swoops by and passes Greg. So I still have to play Greg at 3-6. And right now I got him pegged as the best team. And look at his projection. 160 something.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
So Matt's and Don had the 4-5 matchup, which was a pretty nice even battle there. I was hoping, no offense, Matt, I was hoping to play you.
Of course you were, you jackass. You can just roll over me. I know how it is.
And then one note on that Todd and Nick, that's the 8 versus 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, guys, Nick was 8-0, 9-0.
Yeah.
So we've seen this before where they get off to a hot start. We
And
all
then-
get, the injuries. It just matters kind of when they happen.
Yeah.
So his team is leaking oil. They're 10-4 now, and we've got a recent history in our league.
Yep.
There's been a couple of 8 over number 1s.
Yep.
And this is one of those where Nick earned it, but he's not the same team he was in October. Todd feels very hopeful with that matchup. So
Yeah.
As the 1 seed, he does get Todd. The team would lose the record, but
Doesn't matter where you're at. You just got to make it to the playoffs, and then it's all zeros again. So, yeah, it does. Your record's
Matt,
fine.
any
But
thoughts on Kevin and Joe there?
yeah, Kevin and Joe's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about that matchup. The one thing, though, that I think you got away with, Matthew, is that you won't have to face both Jay and I to make it to the big show. You're only going to have to maybe meet up with one of us at the dance. So if you want a shot at the title, you're going to have to wait.
Well, all I know is that if I am lucky enough to make it to round 2, it's probably going to be against Todd, for crying out loud, which I'm not looking forward to.
That'd be great.
We don't need to see that matchup again.
And Todd already called his shot before last week.
I know.
He said, I'm going to get in as the 8th seed. I'm going to beat Nick in round 1. And so they already mapped his future.
I love
They
it.
say once you visualize it, then you actualize it or whatever.
I love it.
These are some exciting matchups here.
Yep.
I'm fired up for this. I'm worried about Greg, but if my team performs, I have enough firepower. I got to be able to get up there and start the right guys.
Yeah, the toughest thing I think
I don't know what you guys think. I think Greg would be the favorite going into the playoffs.
Yeah, he's definitely hitting on all cylinders, as is Joe. I think Joe's played pretty well on the way out, and so have you, Kev. You've done really well on these last couple where you've put up some big scores and beat some other players. But really, the most interesting thing about the playoffs is not so much your normal matchups. It's as we get closer to the actual playoffs of the NFL, you start seeing which teams are really playing for something and which aren't. And you could be the recipient on that end, and you're screwed if your team's not really playing for anything and they start monkeying with the thing, or they don't play as hard as maybe they would have if they had something to play for. So that makes it even more interesting, and it makes your lineup setting a friggin' nightmare.
Yeah, you get burned both ways. You can get burned because the team is resting for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or you get burned because the team sucks and is eliminated, and so they don't want to hurt, their quarterback or whatever.
Yeah.
Are there any buys left?
What's that?
Nope, buys are done.
Buys are done.
Buys are done. Yeah, that was the last big buy, and unfortunately, that was a huge buy for a lot of people because a lot of people had starters that were resting. I mean, Derrick Henry for me, Lamar Jackson. So
we got less than 2 minutes. I think it says a minute something.
Yeah. Look. Oh, hey! I finally got a little. There's a little clock they put in on Zoom. I have 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining. So we got a minute to wrap this up. Any other thoughts beyond that? I know Joe said Joe was trying to target a time for us to get together sometime in the next couple of weeks. Obviously not on the holiday, but somewhere around there. So we'll put that out there if we're going to get together then, and maybe the Laytons can join us this time. But we got less than 50 seconds, guys. Anything else?
No, it's been a great season. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to stay in this thing and set your lineup so it stays fun, and looking forward to the games this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, exciting season. Excellent finish, a fitting finish last weekend. Like I said, it was very enjoyable doing that right in front of Clemens' face. Even though he had a booster, him and Matt were like a couple of schoolgirls just giggling and high-fiving and passing notes. But that's okay.
I only threw my pizza off the tray 3 times, knocking it accidentally. Thankfully, nothing fell, though, but...
Lovely.
Exactly. All right, so...
Yeah, if he knocks the pizza on the floor, nobody else will want any.
Exactly. All right, so for Jason Devlin, for Kevin E,
him.
this is Matt saying, take us home, Kev.
Take us home,
Hey,
Kev.
classy,
Almost. We almost got it.